The airport terminal stretched endlessly in both directions, a maze of glass and steel that all looked identical. Gate C-47, Gate C-49, Gate C-51. Where the hell was C-62? Michael Bradford checked his phone again. 15 minutes until boarding. 15 minutes to find a gate in an airport he'd flown through 100 times but never really seen. He'd always had assistants for this, people who walked him directly from car to gate, who handled the logistics while he handled the deals. But today, his assistant had quit. The third one this year. Something about work-life balance and basic human respect. He'd barely listened to her exit speech, already mentally drafting the job posting for her replacement. Now, alone in Terminal C with his carry-on and his pride, Michael was comprehensively lost. "Excuse me," he'd asked a passing businessman. "C-62?" The man had pointed vaguely and kept walking. Everyone was rushing somewhere, islands of purpose in a sea of anonymity. Michael had built a pharmaceutical empire, commanded boardrooms across 3 continents, but he couldn't navigate one damn airport terminal. He took what he hoped was the right corridor, passing a coffee shop, a bookstore, "Are you lost too, mister?" Michael looked down. A little girl stood beside a row of chairs no taller than his waist, wearing a red coat and a cat-eared beanie. She clutched a small green backpack shaped like a cat and looked up at him with enormous hazel eyes. What?" He glanced around for parents, guardians, anyone. The nearest adult was 20 feet away, absorbed in their phone. "You have that face," the girl said matter-of-factly. "The lost face. I have it too. My daddy says it's okay to ask for help when you're lost." Despite everything, his stress, his schedule, his general misanthropy, Michael felt his mouth twitch. "The lost face?" "Yeah, all scrunchy," she demonstrated, wrinkling her nose and squinting. "Like you ate something yucky." "I see." Michael checked his watch. 12 minutes now. "Well, I am a bit turned around, looking for Gate C-62. "I'm looking for Gate C-18. That's where my daddy is. I was in the bathroom, and when I came out, everybody looked different." Her lower lip trembled slightly. "I thought I could find it myself, but all the numbers are confusing." "Where's your mother?" Michael asked, concerned now. "In California with my baby brother. He's only 2 months old, so he can't fly yet. I'm going to Daddy's for Thanksgiving." She said it with pride, then deflated. "But I can't find him." Michael knelt down to her level, drawing curious glances from passing travelers. He wasn't a man who knelt for anyone, literally or figuratively, but something about this small person with her cat backpack and brave face made him set aside his usual rules. "What's your name?" Sophie Chen. I'm 5 3/4. "Sophie, I'm Michael. And I think we should find your dad first before we worry about my gate, okay?" Relief flooded her face. "Really? But you said you're lost too." "I am, but my plane can wait. Your dad is probably very worried." "He worries a lot," Sophie confided, slipping her small hand into Michael's without hesitation. The trust was startling, terrifying. "Mommy says it's because he loves me so much his heart is too full." Michael's throat tightened unexpectedly. He tried to remember the last time someone had said he loved them too much, cared too deeply. His ex-wife had left, citing the opposite problem. His heart was too empty, too devoted to quarterly earnings and market share. "Okay, Sophie, let's think logically. Where were you when you last saw your dad?" "At our gate, C-18. We were waiting, and I had to go to the bathroom really bad because I drank all my apple juice, and Daddy said, okay, but come right back, and I did. But then everything was different, and I couldn't remember which way I came from." Her voice rose with each word, panic creeping in. Hey, it's okay." Michael squeezed her hand gently. "Look at me. We're going to find him. I promise." "You promise?" "Daddy says you shouldn't make promises you can't keep." "Your daddy sounds very wise, but this is a promise I can keep." Michael stood, still holding her hand, and spotted an information board. "C-18 is back that way. Come on." They walked together, an odd pair, the tall CEO in his tailored suit and the small girl with her cat-themed ensemble. Sophie kept up a steady stream of conversation, apparently deciding that if Michael was helping her, he needed to know everything. I'm in kindergarten. My teacher is Ms. Rodriguez and she's really nice except when Tommy pulls hair. Do you have kids? No. Why not? Are you married? Not anymore. Oh, like my mom and dad. They're not married either, but they're friends. Daddy says that's important, to be friends even when you're not married. Are you friends with your not wife? Michael thought about Jennifer, about the cold silence of their divorce proceedings, the lawyers speaking in their place. No, Sophie, we're not. That's sad. She said it with such simple sincerity that Michael felt something crack in his chest. Maybe you could be friends? Daddy says it's never too late to be kind. Your father says a lot of smart things. He's the smartest. He's a teacher. He teaches math at the university. Big kids, not little kids like me. He says when I'm older he'll teach me calculus, which sounds like a dinosaur but isn't. They turned a corner and Michael checked the gate numbers. C25, C23, C21. We're getting close, he told Sophie. How do you know about airports? She asked. Do you fly a lot? Too much, probably. Where do you go? Meetings mostly, different cities. I run a company that makes medicine. Sophie's eyes widened. Like what the doctor gives you when you're sick. Exactly like that. That's important. Medicine makes people better. When I had strep throat, medicine made me all better so I could eat popsicles again. She swung their joined hands. So you help people feel better. That's nice. Michael had never thought of it that way. He thought of profit margins, patent extensions, market dominance. But at its core, before the business consumed everything, hadn't that been the point? Helping people? I suppose I do, he said quietly. Then you're a good person. The simple declaration, delivered with absolute certainty by a 5-year-old in a cat hat, hit Michael harder than any board meeting or shareholder critique ever had. Gate C18 appeared ahead, and Michael immediately spotted the man pacing frantically in front of it. Asian, early 30s, wearing jeans and a university sweatshirt, phone pressed to his ear, face pale with panic. Daddy! Sophie shrieked, dropping Michael's hand and running. The man spun, and the expression on his face, pure relief collapsing into joy, made Michael's eyes sting. The father dropped to his knees as Sophie crashed into him, wrapping her arms around his neck. Sophie, oh God, Sophie, you scared me so much. I told the gate agent I was about to call security. He was crying, holding her tight, one hand cradling the back of her head. I'm sorry, Daddy, I got lost. But this mister helped me. He was lost too, but he found me instead. The father looked up at Michael, still kneeling with his daughter, and Michael saw everything in that look. Gratitude, relief, the bone-deep love of a parent for their child. Thank you. His voice broke. Thank you so much. I don't know how to... No need, Michael said, surprised by the roughness in his own voice. She's a remarkable kid, very brave. The father stood, keeping Sophie attached to his hip. I'm David. David Chen. This is Sophie, but you've already met. Michael Bradford. Mr. Bradford helped me find you, Daddy, and he makes medicine that helps people, and he's going to be friends with his not wife. David raised an eyebrow. Quite a walk you had. She's very informative, Michael said, and found himself smiling. Actually smiling, naturally, for the first time in weeks. I'm sorry if she talked your ear off. Sophie believes everyone is a potential best friend. Don't apologize, she's... Michael paused, looking at Sophie's bright face. She's delightful. Thank you, mister, you're delightful too. Sophie beamed at him. Sophie, David said gently, we should let Mr. Bradford go. He probably has his own flight to catch. Michael checked his watch. His flight, C62. He'd completely forgotten. Actually, I should... Wait! Sophie wiggled down from her father's arms and unzipped her backpack. She pulled out a small coloring book and a crayon, carefully tearing out a page. It was a messily colored butterfly, wings in rainbow shades. Here, so you remember that you helped me, and that you're a good person who makes medicine. Michael accepted the drawing with hands that weren't quite steady. When was the last time someone had given him something without wanting something in return? "Thank you, Sophie. I'll treasure it. And Mr. Bradford," David said, pulling out his phone, "I know you need to catch your flight, but could I get your number? I'd like to properly thank you. Maybe send you dinner or—" "That's not necessary. Please, it would mean a lot to us, to me." There was something in David's eyes, warmth, openness, the kind of genuine human connection Michael had armored himself against for years. And for once, instead of deflecting, he recited his number. "Thank you," David said again, saving it. "Really, you didn't have to help her, but you did." "She helped me too," Michael admitted, "more than she knows." He made it to gate C-62 with 3 minutes to spare, boarding last, still clutching Sophie's drawing. In his seat, as the plane taxied, he carefully photographed the butterfly and set it as his phone background, replacing the stock image that had been there for years. That night, in a hotel room in Philadelphia, Michael opened his laptop intending to work. Instead, he found himself composing an email to Jennifer. Not a legal document, not a cold formality, but a real message. "I know it's been 3 years. I know I wasn't the partner you needed. But Sophie, a little girl I met today, asked if we were friends, and when I said no, she said that was sad. She was right. I'm sorry for everything I did wrong, for choosing work over us, for forgetting what mattered. I don't expect anything, but I wanted you to know. You deserved better than I gave you, and I'm sorry." He hit send before he could overthink it. His phone buzzed, a text from an unknown number. "This is David Chen. Sophie wanted me to tell you good night and that Daddy got her to the plane on time. Also, she's decided you need a friend. Fair warning, my daughter is very persistent. Also, I'd genuinely like to buy you dinner next time you're in Portland. To say thank you, and because anyone who makes Sophie light up like that is someone I'd like to know. David." Michael stared at the message, then at the butterfly on his screen. He thought about Sophie's hand in his, her absolute faith that he was good, her father's tears of relief, the feeling of doing something that mattered more than any merger. He typed back, "Tell Sophie good night from her airport friend, and I'm in Portland quarterly for board meetings. Dinner sounds good, not as thanks, just as friends. Michael." The response was immediate. "Deal. Sophie's cheering. See you soon, friend." Michael set down his phone and looked at the Philadelphia skyline. Somewhere, a 5-year-old was probably already asleep, dreaming of adventures, secure in her father's love and the knowledge that the world had good people in it. And for the first time in years, Michael thought maybe, just maybe, he could be one of them. All because a little girl with a cat backpack had seen him, really seen him, and decided he was worth helping too, even if he'd been the lost one all along.